Hey, Genesis family, hope everybody's having a great Thursday. As many of you know, we sent out an email this past Monday informing our church body that we had a member of our Genesis family that had tested positive for COVID. Just a quick note there, if you got the email but did not open it, we highly encourage you to open all the emails that we send. We try not to overwhelm you with useless, irrelevant information, but try to keep you informed and connected on what's going on in the life of Genesis. Two, if you did not receive that email, you can go in through your Church Center app and update your profile and make sure that we have a current email address on file for you. That way you can stay connected to what's going on here at Genesis. Shortly after sending that email, we were actually contacted by another member of our Genesis family letting us know that they had tested positive for COVID as well. Now, we don't think those two incidences were related. We think both of them came into contact with COVID outside of the church setting. And both of those individuals were last in service with us on the last Sunday in June, I think June 28th. But one of those individuals was here on the church campus, sorry about that, a number of times that week, helping us with some work that we're doing around the church, some of the installation of the audio-visual equipment that we're putting in place for our live streaming. And in the process came into close contact with Pastor Ryan, who's facilitating all of that as the pastor of media and communications here at Genesis. So as a precaution, Ryan has went and got a COVID test as well and is awaiting results on that. And then yesterday, I woke up feeling mighty terrible with symptoms that were common to COVID symptoms. So just out of precaution, went and got a COVID test yesterday morning as well. Feeling a little better today, still got some tightness in the chest, so a little concerning there. But most likely will not get my test results until Saturday or Sunday at the earliest, which puts Sunday into question. So just as an act of caution, we have made the decision to move Sunday's gatherings to online only. So there will be one online experience at 10 o'clock. We just felt it was the most wise, prudent thing for us to do, given that potentially 2 staff members, likely 3, because if I'm positive, Serena's likely positive as well because she can't keep her hands off of me. So our first and foremost responsibility as pastors is to shepherd people well, and a shepherd's responsibility is the protection of the flock. And we just feel like the best course of action for us is to not have a physical gathering this Sunday. If it was earlier in the week, we could make arrangements for other people to lead worship, for somebody else to preach. But being this late in the week, just didn't want to lay that responsibility at somebody's feet on the last minute, given our ability to live stream and to do it well. So this Sunday will be online only at 10 o'clock. Hopefully our test results will come back negative, and then the following Sunday we'll resume in-person gatherings as both Ryan and I will be outside of that 14-day exposure window. If one or both tests come back positive, obviously we will reevaluate that and put together a game plan going forward, but we'll apprise you of those details once we have more information on that. And listen, I know there's a lot of emotion running high regarding the pandemic, some from fear, others at the extreme end of frustration. And I just want to say this, we're taking this step, just one, for your safety. This is our way of loving you and loving our neighbor well, just doing whatever we can to help mitigate the spread of this virus. I know for many people, they get it and it's no big deal. One of the individuals in our church family has been pretty much asymptomatic, very few symptoms with their positive test. And for me, my concern is not so much about me. I woke up yesterday, felt like trash. But my first thought was not about how I felt. It was about my parents, because we had spent the previous we'd left Sunday after church and spent Sunday evening through Tuesday evening at my parents' house. A couple of weeks ago, they had a hot water tank that had leaked. Their house is built on a subfloor. It's not on a concrete pad. The water had damaged their immediate flooring and also the subfloor. So we've been in the process of ripping out subflooring, putting subfloor back in, putting new flooring back in their house. We've made a couple trips down. We've still got another trip to make. But my immediate concern was not how I felt. It was, oh my gosh, if I am positive, then I've just spent 2 days around my parents who would qualify as part of the vulnerable population. So my concern isn't so much about me, but it's about those that I love. It's about those who I could have possibly spread the virus to. So our decisions aren't being made out of fear or hysteria. It's out of a genuine concern for you. It's about a genuine concern for those that are in the vulnerable population. This is our way, our effort to loving you and to loving our neighbors well. So this Sunday, we invite you to join us at 10 o'clock online. Man, it's going to be a powerful time in God's Word. This is one of the Psalms that I've been waiting to preach on from the beginning of the series. Honestly, I had to wait until the kids had transitioned back into kids' church because it's Psalms 51 that David writes after his affair with Bathsheba and his orchestration of the murder of Uriah, her husband. So obviously it's a pretty racy story, and did not want to dive into those details with the kids present with us in the auditorium. So had pushed this one to the later part of the sermon series after kids ministry had resumed. So Sunday is going to be a fascinating time in God's Word, just an incredible moment of worship with us. So we encourage you to gather with us this Sunday at 10 o'clock online, and let's just gather together as the people of God. We love you, and we look forward to seeing you again in person very soon.